Hello, if you're seeing this, this is my trade recap from the week of 21st. Um, we're going to be taking a look at two trades that I did this week. Um, it is still Thursday, so I might post more, but this is just for me to kind of go over my trades. If we go in the 4 hour, it's kind of what I use for directional bias. Yeah, so as you can see, don't mind these drawings. Actually, can I hide these somehow? Okay, there. As you can see, gold has been trending pretty bullish for the past month, even longer. But this past month, I'd say April, has been extremely bullish just because of all uncertainty with the tariffs and everything. So I'm not surprised that gold has been trending bullish. Um, if you come here, I took the trade pretty close to the top. It was pretty easy to see, like, there wasn't much retracement. It was just completely bullish, and it's best to just trade with the trend. So usually I trade the 4 hour for direction and the 15-minute for entry. And I went down to the 15-minute. I saw here, and don't mind this limit order. And yes, this is on demo. Let me see my drawings again. So yeah, on the 15-minute, it doesn't look like it makes, well, it does, right? For my strategy. We kind of got a liquidity sweep here, and then we got to break a structure here with an imbalance. But I was looking at two ranges. Sometimes I like to drop down on the 5-minute and enter from there. And as you can see here, I was looking at two ranges. I knew that gold was going to come down to hit my entry. I was just depending on which one. So I was either looking at this as one overall range or just this as my protected low, and this is the range, which I ended up choosing this one, and it ended up working out in my favor. Actually, I prefer a pretty clean entry with absolutely no drawdown. So yeah, my strategy is break a structure with a imbalance here, and then a retracement to the 71% on the fib level. So I'll show you that. So what I do is I draw from the protected low to the swing high, which was here. And as you can see, gold just barely, I think this was I'm pretty sure I market executed here. This was in a limit order. But yeah, gold tapped into the 71% and then pretty much ripped up and hit take profit in 20 minutes. So it was a pretty nice win. Yeah, but overall, was pretty confident in this trade just because of the overall trend. And only thing that was making me feel uneasy is we still had untapped imbalances down here. So I didn't know whether to draw price from this low to this high, or as this is one whole range and draw it from like here and get tapped in there. But I didn't like where this fib landed. I mean, there is an imbalance here, but I didn't like that it was right below this low. It just, I don't know, it felt awkward. But yeah, that was one of the trades I took this week. And if I go over to my watch list, here. So yeah, I primarily trade gold and the NAS 100. I find that they're pretty similar in the way they move. If anybody has any comments on that, feel free to comment. But yeah, here. I took another A plus setup. Yeah, 4 hour direction. I had key levels marked out. Where was it? Here. Yeah. Sorry, I know it's a bit messy, but I had these potential highs that I wanted to be taken. When I marked them out, I think price was around here. So this was today I marked this out. Or no, yesterday, sorry. But yeah, I had these highs and this low. I wanted to be swept, and even this low. I deleted this before, but as you can see, price did sweep out that low, and then immediately reverse bullish. And I kind of knew that not I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I kind of had a bias that was gonna happen because as soon as price sweeps out these lows, there's really nothing else for price to draw down to. I mean, there's this like 4 hour order block, but I doubt it was gonna go back all the way down. This was like when the tariffs got announced on all the countries, like the reciprocal tariffs. So I didn't see price going back down to that just because that was like a major news event. So yeah, price swept those these lows, then immediately started trending bullish. I hopped on the 15 minute. This one was on the 15 minute. And usually what I like to do is, as you can see, I was waiting for a bunch of short opportunities here, but nothing hit my entry. But I'll wait for a couple breaks of structure, maybe two. Then I'll initially see if there's any potential opportunities to continue with that trend, and then I'll enter. I won't usually. Sometimes I'll enter on the first break of structure, but I have to be really confident in that setup. So not all the time, but yeah, this was a pretty A+ looking setup. I do also I like to stack confluences. So my main confluences are break of structure with the imbalance, retracement to the 71% fib level, order blocks, and did I say liquidity sweep? Yeah, and liquidity sweeps. Either one, if I get all, it's like I kind of have it like a grading system. So yeah, if I get all of them, it's like 100%, 100 trade score, I guess, call it. I like to make a checklist before I enter a trade. But if I don't have all confluences and I still have like 4 out of the 5, then I'll still enter. I just know that the probability of that trade hitting might be slightly less because I've back tested the strategy. But yeah, pretty simple. I drew price from. Oh, did I do this on the 5-minute? Why did I? Oh, yeah, I think I did on the 5-minute. Did I do it on the 5-minute? Yeah. Sorry, it was the 5-minute. We had a nice 5-minute break of structure with it was a pretty nice close with an imbalance. We had an order block right here. We had this big bullish range. To anybody watching, I don't know, some people may be, I guess, uneasy or scared jumping into a trade where price comes down so drastically. I've found that it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I entered onto 71%. I got tapped in. And as you can see, we went a pretty big push off the jump. So I ended up taking partials here. I took partial profit. And then price came back all the way down here to this imbalance. Let me see if I can draw that. Sorry, I know it's a bit hard to see with my thing colors, but here. Yeah, price tapped into this range, and I know it didn't break any structure, but internally it kind of broke this high, I guess you call it. Some people call this a high. It's iffy, but it was a nice retracement. I was still confident overall in my setup. I didn't have any I wasn't gonna back out or anything. So I drew another fib from this low to this high, and I ended up adding to my position here. I set my take profit again to my here to this high, but I ended up just closing out the trade because at that time I think New York PM was closing, so I didn't want to hold the trade through that. Usually I do, but just recently with everything that's been going on, these gaps have been crazy, and as you can see, if I would have held, I would have hit the full take profit, but can't complain. We still walked away with some profit and was able to add on to the position. So yeah, those were my 2 positions for this week so far. I do have another gold setup, waiting. Let's see how that's doing. Yeah, I do have another gold setup. Let's make this a bit cleaner. On the 5-minute, we broke structure internally with a imbalance. There is a 1 hour order block there as well, and we did break external structure. So I like to see mainly external structure broken. I will sometimes go off internal structure, but I do know that the likelihood of that trade hitting is less. There's less of a probability. But yeah, pretty simple strategy, honestly. If you guys would like me to do a video on my strategy in depth, please comment down below. But yeah, that has been all, and I will see you in the next video.